Okay, so you're getting a windshield view for now. I am in rush mode, but I gotta stop at a bank machine. I'm going to the ham flea market today. So off I go, and money, we have barely any time because the doors are gonna open soon, but I'm close to it. I just have to get cash. So what you may ask, is it the flea market? Well, we're not sure it's a flea market, but it's all radio gear and wires, and I don't know exactly. I have a few ideas what I need. I'd like to get a signal tracer and possibly signal generator, but signal tracer kind of does both. So I've got a couple radios I kind of want to fix up, and I need to follow the signal through the radio to kind of figure out where I have signal and where I don't. There's lots of ways I could do it, but I kind of want to do it the classic way, and if I can find some vintage gear for cheap, I will probably pick some up. But yeah, I'm going to be headed to a more busy road. I do have both hands on the wheel here, but yeah. So this is where the big geeks come play. The old geeks anyway. And I'm getting older. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Now it seems to be recording. But I'm back out of the truck. I got a box of tubes, and it is windy, very windy. I've got 45, 50, 50 tickets and door prize tickets, so time to head back in there. I'm gonna try and see if I can video some of it in there, but it is busy, and these people don't want to be filmed. So, I've lost my hat twice today. The back of the truck caught it the first time. But, yeah, I was just doing loops and loops around, not really finding anything I wanted. There's a couple things, but, I mean, they're worth more than I want to pay for what I want out of it. There's a nice little satellite finder analyzer, but it's a $500 unit, and yeah, no, we didn't. It's a busy place, busy place, busy place. Busy place, busy place, busy place. It's a busy place. It's busy place. So it continues to be windy, and 50-50, like $250, and not a winner, not a door prize winner. Today I am a loser. But I picked up a new battery pack. Hopefully it didn't. It was $95 straight up, no GST, no tax. So hopefully that gives this radio here, which, if you can see, gets some weird little color issues. Oh no, you can't see that. That's my sunglasses doing that. So yeah, got a new battery for that because it's a piece of shit battery, and I think maybe we'll go check out Alpha Radio and grab something to eat. But Alpha Radio is gonna have cake and stuff, and I'll go see what's on the shelf. So the cake was not a lie, and I stopped off at Alpha Radio after the flea market and picked up this guy here, Yaesu FT-212RH, and not really sure what the whole deal with it is. It does seem to receive, but nothing really lit up on the front. Looking at it on YouTube and a couple other places, it had some nice orange lights, and those weren't coming on. So had a little bit of a hangout last night and took it apart and replaced the front panel lamps with some blue LEDs. You'd be better off doing this with some really small LEDs, but I had some big ones. I had to modify the some of the plastic in behind the dials here just to get it all to fit and to illuminate the LCD properly. It also is a little bright by the volume button, but I'm happy with it. Oh, I've disconnected the battery, so there we go. I'll plug that in, and I'll turn off this light, and hopefully I can get it so the camera picks it up without being too you get it see that volume lamp is quite bright compared to the rest, but I'm fine with that, and I'm happy with the result. You'd get a better result with smaller blue LEDs, but all I had was the big ones on hand, and this is better than nothing. There is some glare at some angles there that it's more only on the camera, not really visible by eye. The text is more than readable at pretty much every angle, so I am quite happy with that. Let's see if we can tune over to
17, high -5. Weather conditions at 3 p.m. Stony Plain, +2, wind west-northwest, 11, relative humidity, 38%. Edson, sunny, temperature +4, wind northwest, 17 kilometers per hour, relative humidity, 29%.
So it does seem to be receiving. It's on frequency, and now the lights work, and I'm happy. So good little radio for $25, and happy anniversary to Alpha Radio as their 15th anniversary. So they had cake and a good time. So happy days. I may put in a few clips from the Hangout here. I guess I'm live. So I went to the Ham Fest, or not a Ham Fest, but I guess in some places that's what it would be called, the Ham Radio Flea Market, which happens, I think, twice a year, at least in my city, and I think 4 times a year in my province. And I went, checked out a bunch of stuff. I think I picked up some tubes and 50/50 tickets and some stuff like that. Had a good time and didn't really find anything I was really looking for. I found something I was looking for, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. So I ended up getting a battery for my my main handheld kind of walkie-talkie type radio, Yaesu VX8DR or something. And then I went to Alpha Radio afterwards. They were having a 15-year celebration, and went and had a piece of cake, and they had a $25 radio sitting on the rack, and I plugged it in earlier, tested it out, and it fired up. It was receiving, but I had no backlights. So this is the control board for it here, and this is one of the lamps, and one of the lamps. And I say lamps because while that looks like an LED in there, I do believe it is a 9-volt lamp. So there is an easy fix, since it does look like an LED there and kind of takes up the same kind of space. We can put in some LEDs. 9 volts, these need a little bit of current limiting, so I've got some 470 ohm resistors in there too. So I'm going to, well, what I was hoping to do is plug this all back in and see if I actually get 9 volts there, and what the polarity is, and yeah, see what happens. I wasn't able to really find a mod for this in my limited searching, but I think if I got 9 volts there and it's there, I should be able to cut that puppy out and put in a resistor. I mean, it's only gonna, I hooked this setup up to 9 volts with my power supply, and it was drawing 11 milliamps. I think it's calculated for 13, but maybe just different LEDs a little bit. So yeah, these are blue. The original is kind of an orange color, but I think this was going to go in the truck. My truck stereo is blue, and let's make them match. So now that I've got this all pulled apart, I'd found some kind of stuff I wanted to clean up back here, and did that with the contact cleaner. Still might do a little bit. Looks like it may have got some moisture at some point, but hopefully when I put it all back together, the screen and buttons back there are all working well again, or still working. But I think really the first thing I can do is, almost be nice just to, might be able to just figure it out here by doing a diode check. Because this lamp is probably attached to ground somewhere, so I kind of need to find a ground. And
go check out Junior Brown at the Hour. For those who know, I believe Andrew Williams, MBS, is his guest tonight, so go down there and check it out. Edmonton's longest running house music night for those who know, every Saturday.
Maybe not. Hello.
The hell are you doing now?
I picked up a radio. Oh, I got echo here, don't I? What's going on? I got a radio, or maybe it was just you. 2-meter radio, and the backlights are dead, so I'm going to replace them with blue LEDs.
What size resistor are you going to use?
3, what do I got here? A 470 actually. I think it's 9 volts, but I'm gonna try and double check that. I was going to double check that, but maybe we'll just blow up an LED in case, or instead. Well, I found that when they pop up, if you just go to that person's Google Plus, it's usually just sitting there and you can just hop in. But
that doesn't work for me.
And I usually don't use. I don't go do anything with my Google Plus, so.
But that's a little sneaky too, because you're jumping into somebody else's Hangout. So.
Well, at least we know each other though, so it's a little different.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm putting the links in here and stuff like that. So.
Now, how are you going to attach the resistor?
What's that?
How are you going to attach the resistor?
I don't know if you got it there, but I already have.
Heat shrunk it, okay.
Well, it's soldered and heat shrunk, and
yeah.
I'll
so
do
you
it.
have it about the same height as the old bulb.
Hopefully. It might be a little bit taller, but.
Did you test out the bulb itself yet to see how bright it's going to be and if the resistor is going to get hot?
I had this. It's going to be really bright, but I don't know about hot. It's rated. It's going to be passing 11 milliamps according to my power supply, which is half of what the LED's kind of rated for.
Okay.
This is going to be.
Yeah, because when I made my daughter's butterfly plaque, I carved it through. See, that would be something that would be pretty cool for you to do too, since you got that CNC machine. Get a piece of plexiglass, carve a design into the plexiglass, but not all the way through it. and then put LEDs on the edge of the plexiglass, and the design lights up.
An edge
You can
light.
make,
Well,
you can make signs with that and shit.
Are you guys connected on Facebook?
I don't use Facebook. I don't do the Facebook thing.
Oh. Because I made a group that you could get all the notifications from.
Ah.
Well, if they post them. I haven't been seeing any notifications in there for a while, other than Lance's.
Oh shit. Now that only lights up your buttons?
buttons, and there's another one to do the LCD. So,
That's bright.
yeah, that is bright. That's going to be
Is a
awful.
bulb? Put your lip up against the bulb, see if it's hot.
No,
No,
well,
I'm serious.
no,
That's how I do it.
nah. I'm not going to worry about it. It's not as bright as it can be. These are stupid bright blue LEDs.
Because the brighter it is, though, the short lifespan it's going to have. It looks like a car stereo.
Well, it basically is. It's an FM radio, just a little bit higher megahertz, and it's got transmit. That one actually might be a little tricky. Unless I can pull that off. I may have to pull the LCD off to do the other one, which is not going to be fun.
No, you got a lot of pins.
I don't know where the connector is. It should just be a connector, but they soldered down the shield on the side here.
Then you might be able just to fold it over after loosen up that shield. You might be able just to fold it upwards.
Yeah, it looks like they've got a ribbon cable, so.
Yeah, you get lucky with that.
Yeah, I did.
After I tore the
You might have
ribbon
one of
cable,
those.
after I tore the ribbon cable in my Parker, I've just come to loathe them.
Yeah, ribbon.
There was a guitar on eBay that had the what the hell were those pickups called? That lacer.
Lace sensor?
Yeah, well, they just said lace on them. I don't know if he just abbreviated it or what, but there was a guitar going on eBay for what had lace pickups in there, and it was kind of a nice guitar.
Decent.
Did the Parker have those?
No, Parker's have the Marzios.
Oh, okay.
And Ed Roman has come up with a way to adapt the Parker guitars for some Seymour Duncan pickups. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to make that change.
Yeah, you got used to what you got and you like it, you know. Bad enough you're fighting with the, finding frets for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a really shitty situation.
Well, if Washburn hadn't come in and, I suppose it was through necessity on Ken Parker's part. When you're getting big, you need investment. And who do you go to? The people with money, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is, when these people end up having too much control over your business, it's not your business anymore.
Yeah.
And in 2003, things started going to shit.
What, with Parker?
Yeah. It seems that the more control he lost, the worse the product became. And eventually, I suppose that's why he got out altogether.
Yeah, I used to do that too.
Double check that I got the right side. Yeah. Doesn't really matter with the LED, but
You know, this many years in, Parker would be smart to go back to that fretwire manufacturer and have some more of it rolled.
And that was just it. They used a totally custom manufacturer, or custom, like, are the tangs done differently or something? Like, what's different?
There are no tangs.
Ah, okay. Totally custom.
100%. And I'm assuming if he went that far, he designed his own profile and all that jazz too, maybe even his own alloy.
So how do they set in it?
With cyanoacrylates.
Okay, they just glue.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know what formulation it is, but I'm sure that it's not like crazy glue or the glue that you glue your fingernails on with.
I wouldn't doubt it. Whoa, that was easy.
What was that?
The
Cover pop stuff?
the LCD. I just touched it with the Heiko, and it's like blunk.
Came right up. Here, I turned the light off in the room, so I want to show you something. Well, once you're not looking at that.
Now I have an issue. Where?
Why?
Well, I just gotta find out which side is ground. And now the case isn't.
Take the light bulb. Does the light bulb work at all? The old one?
No, neither of them did.
Oh, okay.
I may have to plug it in and check the polarity because I'm not getting a ground signal on either side of it. So that, and I can turn it back.
Can you see this?
Yeah, that's sharp.
What? Oh, look.
This is a piece of plexiglass
Oh, cool.
with carving cut on it. And I used high intensity flat LEDs on the bottom of it
Sweet.
to light it.
Is that?
I carved it with a Dremel.
I was just going to ask you if you did it with a Dremel or solvents.
No, I did it with a Dremel, but
What kind of bit did you use in the Dremel, and did it wear down a lot?
no. I used, where is it at?
Because I have a call-it for this router for Dremel bits.
I bought a kit of these guys here. They're real small Dremel bits.
Burrs.
Yeah, real small ones, and that's what I used. So there wasn't really at high RPMs. But you know, if you go too slow with it, you melt the plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, you want it to shear, not to...
I'll have to grab some Princess and experiment, and then find the good ones that I want.
Yeah, I just grabbed a. Let me see, how thick is this plexiglass?
That'd be Harbor Freight for you. So.
Yeah, we got one of those too.
But I mean, I'll experiment there, and then I'll buy nicer stuff that I like. So.
They're cheap at Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mastercraft brand isn't top of the line, but it's also not crap.
Somewhere in here, I have a Mastercraft glass and tile cutter that I was gonna try in here too, but I didn't know what that would be.
Well, this is 3/16 plexiglass. It's plexiglass, not glass.
Yeah, I've got some plexi here too. I just haven't decided to cut it yet.
And I can't remember what resistor I used, but I got it set up for 9 volts. So I just got to get a 9 volt wall wart, and I got to make a stand. I got to make a stand for it so it sits in the stand. Yeah, there was a guy, I was trying to figure out something to do one night, and there was a guy, I came up on the internet, he had a storm door for the front of his house. It was 2 sheets of plexiglass. One had a dragon carved into it. The other one had a sword carved into it. The dragon was lit up blue, with blue LEDs, and the sword was lit up white. and it fucking put the two together. It looked like the dragon was coiled around the sword, and it looked awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to do something like that in the Infinity table,
That would be sharp.
but I don't know. It cost me a lot to get the glass for that because it was all custom sized. At the point of wanting to engrave or etch it, it was like, whatever I put in there is going to be in there forever, and I might not like it forever.
Well, and then one thing too is you can make a sign too.
What I was thinking is putting in is an LCD down in the bottom underneath the mirror. So you get another 50/50 transparent mirror and put an LCD panel down in the bottom of the TV, and then just do weird patterns and stuff like that.
Carve a pair of boobs into it. You'll like them forever.
Yeah, true enough. With the music. I remember growing up that one of my dad's friends had, it was almost like a speaker. It was a speaker. It was an old speaker cabinet, but some guy had modded a bunch of lights into it so it would react with the sound. It must be
Did it
like,
when it lit up? Did it light up like a star?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that was the old 70s or 60s style. I can't remember what those boxes were called, mood boxes or something, where you had it with the music, and there was like kind of like the grid or the shield that you put over fluorescent lights. They got like little diamond cut into it,
Yep.
and the light lights up behind it. It kind of shows up like little stars in the back of the shield. Yeah, I used to have one of those. Same thing with the strobe light and the ball light that lit up, went around in a circle, different colors.
A disco ball?
No, not
How
a disco
dare
ball.
you, as a heavy metal guy, have a disco ball?
No, it wasn't a disco ball. I used to be into all the like light up stuff. My kid's aquarium had a shitload of LEDs on the inside of it before I changed it all out.
As far as we went with the lights, was the Backlight and the strobe light.
Yeah.
Well, that was because of the psychedelic shit we were taking at the time, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have all those posters with blacklight posters and shit. Yeah, a good way to find out if you're epileptic, get a strobe light.
Yeah, I've got one, and no problems there.
We used strobe lights in our show one time, and we had two strobe lights that they're made by, I think they're realistic, to be honest. And we spent hours trying to get the timing of those lights so that they both flash at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Just a little tiny dial on the back?
Yeah. And finally we did, though. And it made our rendition of Twilight Zone very interesting.
For Halloween, I've got a huge professional. It's like this big around, almost like 12 inches around can. It's a strobe light, and you can plug in some music to it, and it will go with the music.
Oh, that's cool.
Couple dials on the back of it. I would put that in front of my house for Halloween, and then I had in the upstairs windows, I had a strobe light in each room. So the rooms would light up. So trying to get all three of those to kind of sync together to light up at the same time, that was a pain in the ass.
I believe it.
Having to basically stuff the lamps down in a little bit to get it all for the LEDs. With the resistor in there, they're a little bit bigger than.
If you like stuff that's got button tuft on it.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's it looks like it's a vented cabinet. It's got big speakers in it.
CPS, or is that? I can't remember. I got a little bit of a story out of one forum. But
CCS, did you say?
I thought it was CPS, but maybe I'm confusing that with switches.
Custom 200. That. Oh, and it says BP.
K200B1.
K200B1. That's a bass amp, I think.
Yeah.
A 200-watt bass amp. So that's probably got a couple of 12s in it, or maybe two 15s in it.
15s would
With
be
200 watts on a bass amp, they better be a good sized driver.
I don't need it, but I'm tempted.
How much is it?
What have I done?
Well, it's gone from, oh, the current bid is $50. You
How
must
much
enter a
time?
bid of at least $60.
Don't touch it. If you do actually want to go for this, don't touch it until like 10 minutes before the auction and actually go into the live auction.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, somebody will just continuously bid you up until the auction starts.
yeah. I know. I don't know why people place a bid on eBay or anywhere else before the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, these are actually live auctions you can watch and bid live. So
Oh, I see.
I always wait till the last 5 seconds and then I throw my max bid up.
Yeah, I wait till the last dog is hung too, and then if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.
You use a razor blade or are you going to do it with a Dremel?
I hit it with the grinder.
Yeah,
No,
but you don't want to start it up too much.
I
You
was
gotta
kidding.
smooth it out.
I was
Okay.
kidding. It's hard to tell when I'm kidding, I know.
Yeah, because you're going to have to smooth that out a little bit for the light to go through it.
I don't want to see how hard it is, though.
She's still coughing, Thomas?
Yeah, but it's gotten a lot better. She's she was on that Z-Pack and the Medrol, and
Do I have to kick somebody, or is that cool song is cool? I like it. I like it. You're gone. I like it a lot. But can't have it.
Bruce has got someone who gave him a thumbs down on his Hangout.
Sorry?
Bruce has got a thumbs down on his Hangout already.
Oh, yeah. He's got Emperor 90 and the troll on him.
Shit.
Okay, well,
He's
I'm going
got
to
a-
counteract that right now. There, he's got one thumbs up.
Let's see. Yep, your thumbs up went through. Congratulations, you gave him a thumbs up.
Well, you got to keep these things even.
Screen still works. We lit up blue. Success.
And it
Shit.
matches.
Still makes noise. Woo! I didn't fail live on the air. All right.
I wish this
Now,
chick
now
was
I'm gonna try and do an Eric and put all my tools away.
good. Keep your shit cleaned up. Now go around the basement and do the same.
Yeah. I gotta go around the whole house and do the same.
Shit.
But it's all good. I'm actually getting organized here, so.
I hate that, man. When I'm working on shit and you know, I always turn around and go back to the shelf or the drawer where the tool is, and it's sitting on the fucking counter. Even though I know it's sitting on the counter, I always go back to the damn drawer to see it, you know, to get it. It's like, son of a bitch.
He's gonna stay downstairs.
When I was an automotive mechanic, I got right inward attentive about everything has a place, everything in its place when it came to my toolbox.
oh yeah.
And
I have a problem with the drawers. Who is it? The one Mythbuster. The cooler dude. No. One of the Mythbusters, he just says drawers are where kids go to die, and I kind of agree.
well, after I brought my toolbox home and I had to share it, there was many times where I was frustrated. You go to find a tool, it's not there. Search through the stock shop, find it in a can or a cardboard box in the wrong place. I hate that. I so hate that. Step out in the shop
Yeah.
now and it looks like a tornado's gone through it.
Why
I just
red?
close the door and walk away.
And my brother was like that, with just leaving shit all over the place. Half the time, the reason why we couldn't find something, a tool or something, my brother either had it or didn't put it away.
Well, I'll bet you I got 3 or 4 toolboxes in my toolbox. And you can go to the toolbox and get the same wrench 4 or 5 times and leave them in 4 or 5 different places in the shop. So
We got like two
I have a
toolboxes.
problem with that.
We got 2 toolboxes in this room. We got all the tools on this shelf. There's about 4 toolboxes in the garage.
Yeah, I got 2 large cabinets, a shelf full of stuff, and my toolbox, and a can rack, and several outbuildings.
We got duplicates of everything, because sometimes you need, 2 half-inch wrenches or something, so we got duplicates of everything.
God, I wonder if I was to put everything together, like, to sort everything out, I wonder just how many sets of tools I have.
You'd be surprised. You never think about how many tools you actually fucking have until you put them all in a file.
I know that some of the drawers in my toolbox are bent because there's too much stuff in them.
Yeah, we have a cheap toolbox in the garage that does that.
My top chest is a Beach, and my rollaway is a Mac. So it's not like it's low quality stuff, but it's not holding up to the task it's been expected to perform in the last few years. That's for sure.
Well, the one that we have down here, it's a Kennedy, but it's from, I want to say, it was my Uncle Jeff's toolbox. I want to say it's fucking about 20 years old or better. I made a big steel.
Good evening.
Good evening, Zach. You're a little bit young to be here.
How are you all?
Good.
17.
No random crap.
Yeah.